The Alicia Technical Vocational High School presents the Department of Education's Learning Delivery Modality.
Last October 5, public schools reopened in the middle of still untamed coronavirus outbreak in the country that has so far claimed over 5,000 lives and left 4.6 million Filipinos jobless.
Despite calls to postpone classes until 2021, the Department of Education maintains that education of the millions of Filipinos should not wait.
Hindi naman po pwedeng isang taon o higit pa na titigil ang pag-aaral ng mga kabataan natin.
To make sure that learning remains unhampered, DepEd implemented the distance learning approach, a learning delivery mode where interaction takes place between the teacher and the students who are geographically remote from each other during instruction.
This means lessons will be delivered outside the traditional face-to-face setup. As technology and internet connectivity remained a problem for most students, DepEd provided printed module materials for them.
More than 50% po ng mga mag-aaral natin will use the self-learning modules na printed. So, ang sinasabi ko po kanina, ang teacher na...
Education Undersecretary Diosdado San Antonio said that almost 13 million public school students, or 59% of roughly 22 million enrollees this year, will be using printed modules. That would require felling an enormous number of trees to produce paper. It was estimated that 93.6 billion pages of learning modules for millions of public school students will be needed just for one full academic year.
How does DepEd's modular learning work? Under DepEd's printed modular learning system, students will be provided with self-learning materials, or the SLMs. Teachers will be giving students SLMs per quarter. That would mean students will be receiving 4 sets of SLMs for one whole academic year.
In the process of modular distance learning, we ask parents the obligation to guide their children in making decisions in life, and it starts by giving time to them, like when they need help in their school assignments in the usual face-to-face classroom learning. The roles of teachers are focused on the making and printing of modules, which consist of tasks and discussions that are based on the most essential learning competencies. These competencies are predetermined as a response to the new normal. Students can set their own schedule in finishing the task in the module. These are more on student-centered activities, for they have their own way of learning that would work for them.
In my own experience as a module writer, I learned a lot of things that equipped me to be more effective in the pursuit of my teaching profession. One of those treasured experiences was by making the bibliography as a credit to the source of the borrowed ideas. I also learned new styles in formulating activities in every module to make it strategically easier for the students to comprehend and relate. Furthermore, my skills in using technology was also enhanced to be more innovative, getting along with the streams to what we have known as modernization. However, I also met problems amidst module writing. My concern was the copyright issue, because I need a complete details of the resources and completing the bibliography. Even the pictures used in each module should have a photo with it, and it is quite hard for me to find the owner of the picture or the writer. Moreover, technology-wise, I also struggled because of the poor signal that totally hindered the momentum of my interest to continuously savor my endeavors in providing academic excellence to the learners.
Since the accomplishment of tasks is self-paced, learners practice to have a sense of responsibility and flexibility in this method of learning.
During the distribution, the self-learning modules will be distributed to parents before the opening of classes. For students whose parents were not available to get this from schools, there will be designated pick-up points in their barangays. The distribution will be done at least 4 times for the school year.
Ang mechanism sa pag-distribute sa mga modules mao nga ang mga teachers moadto sa mga kabaryuhan, moadto sa barangay halls, isip mao ang lugar para sa distribution. Ang diri sa poblasyon, since mo ni ang pinakadaghan na mga students, buyer level na ay mga assigned areas para po nga ma-maintain ang physical and social distancing. Naalahi ang sa grade 7, grade 8, 9, grade 10 o ang para sa senior high. Sa panahon sa pagkuha sa mga modules, gipahingusgan yun ang pag-wear sa mga mask, and then sa pagsudan sa eskwelahan, magkinahanglan nga mag-check una sa temperature, sa body temperature nga naka-assign din ha sa gawas. Unya, inipaingon adto sa kada year level, mag-alcohol una sila, usa sila nga makakuha sa ilahang modules, and then mupirma sa mga monitoring sheets para nga ma-confirm nga kini nga bata or kini nga parents nakakuha sa gipahat nga module para ana nga sunod semana. Nagdepende ang pagpanghatag sa module, magdepende kung gintahay, hindi ko Friday, holiday sa earlier.
Aside from self-learning modules, work plan will also be distributed to students. But unlike self-learning modules, this will be given to students weekly as this indicates the schedule of lessons and activities the students will have to do every week. Again, parents or anyone who will guide the students at home will be the ones to get this from teachers or in designated pick-up points.
During our distribution of modules here at Barangay Del Monte, we strictly follow some minimum health standards and safety protocols. Upon entry of the parents and some students, we see to it that they wear a mask. We spray their hands with a hand sanitizer. We let them get the new modules to the other box for distribution, and we let them sign their monitoring sheet. We minimize unnecessary conversations and we discourage borrowing of ballpens. All in all, the distribution of modules here at Barangay Del Monte goes well because of the support of the barangay officials.
And then sa digital, since duha man ka modality ang ato duha man natong gigamit na may printed na po sa digital. So ang sa digital kaduha quarter by quarter, weeks 1 to 4 and then 5 to 8.
aning lugara dani mi muanhi para mag-download sa among module or pasigna mo ni kaning lugara ni kagong-kagong.
Mao ni ang sitio sa Barcelona sakop sa Kanawa. Anhi mi magpa-signal arong mag-download sa file nga kisend sa among maestra.
Anhi mi mag-signal ug mag-answer og module kay gusto mag-signal.
Mao na ang pasignalanan sa Del Monte.
Para mag-answer og module.
Part ni saluan nga naay signal kung disa ka maka-download sa kung sa imong i-download sa imong account sa klase.
Dinhi sa mahayag dinhi magpa-signal aron mag-download sa digital module. Are may magpasignalan sa Napo Escobal para mag-download sa digital namo nga module.
mo din signalan namo sa sudlon kung asa mi maka-download o maka-answer sa among module.
Okay, actually sa amoang area, sa among assigned barangay, naami murag upat ka process sa pag-retrieve sa mga modules. Ang una is naay mag-check kung temperature, then sa sunod inigsaka nila na ay mag-disinfect or mag-spray og alcohol. Pagkahuman, ila dayong i-drop ang ilahang mga finished module sa box, and then mupirma dayon sila inikuman.
In the process of retrieval, accomplished activity sheets will be retrieved by teachers from parents. They will have to submit the activity sheets to teachers in school or in designated pickup points. This kind of setup, however, poses risk. Teachers and parents raised concerns over using the modular learning approach due to fears of contracting the coronavirus.
We just let them drop their return activity sheets to the box we have provided. And
even though the DepEd said they will coordinate with the local government units or LGUs for the distribution of the learning modules, especially in high-risk areas, teachers will still have to retrieve them in designated pickup points. This means they will have to go out and expose themselves to their communities.
After disinfecting, teachers will diligently sort the modules per section and check the papers during available time.
In the process of sorting, we let 3 days first so that the bacteria come from the other various, it will destroy. Then, 1 or 2 of the teachers here will segregate by sections. Then each of us will get our advisory students, then we will segregate by subject. After that, we will check. But it's sad to say, during the checking time, there are some activities, there is no name, no subject. We could feel difficult to find, and we don't know, and we are not a psychic teacher. We don't know who's the owner of that paper. So, it's really, really upset for us. No grade, no points, no score. It may affect their score or grades anyway. Then, some of the students also did not pass on the time. They will pass very late. It's hard to check their paper, to find another folder.
For the assessment, students' learning progress will be assessed through summative exercises and performance tasks. DepEd's said schools will not be holding periodical examinations for this school year.
Thus, every process of learning in this time of pandemic lies a great challenge to conquer. Our hope is to be provocative, to recognize the severity of the educational risk represented by the pandemic, and to take responsibility to lead a process that is effective and equitable as possible, tackling this adaptive challenge.
One thing is certain about these challenges. They cannot be solved in the same way as problems can be solved in a world that is predictable and stable, when technical solutions exist for the problems at hand. Adaptive problems require rapid learning, innovation, and risk-taking. They call for a willingness to step outside one's comfort zone, for a commitment to pitch in, for the capacity to collaborate, and above all, for clear thinking about what is really important.
Mabuhay, DepEd!